Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 10th episode of the 4th season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode was probably one of the best of this season. Really enjoyed it, really did. And we looked like it was the last episode of Brad. You know, he sacrificed himself, it looks like, so that Michael, Sucre and Lincoln can carry on with the plan with taking down Scylla. Now, it had a small build up last episode, you know, when he was kind of reflecting on people's situations and life, and that he's not got anything to lose when everybody else has. You know, he's never loved something the way Mahomes has loved his kid, and the way that the pain is in his eyes, and he wants to take down Wyatt, and the way that he's seen Lincoln being a great dad to LJ and doing whatever he can to save him. Do you know what I mean? And now Michael's got Sarah and the love for his brother coming in and escaping him out of the prison, and Sucre's got Mary Cruz and the baby that's coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of this was taken into account when somebody had to sacrifice themselves inside of a tunnel so that they can push this pipe work through, and obviously, you know, they could create a pathway between one building to another. I have no idea, first of all, how Whistler had any plan at all that he was going to do that. You know, the only way Michael could do it is because he's clever and he's an engineer and he could figure it out quick on his feet. And, you know, he had a team behind him as well. You know, he had Lincoln and Cole upstairs taking out the system so that the water supply was shut off. And then Michael and Sucre down here, you know, creating the circumference of the hole of the pipe so they could push it through to create that path. So, I mean, doing that on his own with Gretchen, it looks like pretty much physically impossible. But Michael's done it. Obviously, they're a man down now. It was a sad day. But Mahomes looks like he's going to be fully focused back on the team now. You know, they've killed Wyatt. He tortured him. He got an apology to his wife. You know, he kicked him off the bridge with a cinder block wrapped around his hands, you know, to sink him down so he can't swim up. And he tortured him a little bit as well. He's avenged his son's death. He's probably going to feel good. I mean, he might feel upset and a bit, you know, all over the place maybe in today's episode. But I do think that in the next year he's going to come on a straight and narrow and it possibly help them. Again, another interesting thing is, you know, Gretchen, she went straight into the what's he called now? I keep calling him the governor, but he's not. It's the general's office. Gun to him. I want a private meeting. I'm going to speak to him. Turns out that, you know, she's his main girl. He went over, he kissed her. He said that, you know, the plan's going well. Once we ascend to the top and we start running this government, I want you by my side. That's what he said. You've always been my number two. She said, what about Lisa? He's like, who's Lisa, mate? You know, sack her. You've always been the main one. Which is interesting. He also got false information as well, because Don managed to use the voice notes of Wyatt to create a fake message saying, Schofield and Burrows, they're dead, it's all done, jobs are good. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to release this information into the press to say that the Fox River 8 are not in the max security prison and walking around LA. You know, basically nothing to worry about, full steam ahead, go for it. He's buzzing. He's called, obviously, cancellation on the press release, and he's just moving forward as planned. He actually is going to move Scylla though, because he's like, look mate, it's been here for quite a bit, let's just change it up. If somebody else ever figured it out, we can actually move it, you know what I mean, keep it safe. I personally think that they should actually always kind of move something around so important so that it's not static in one location so somebody can find it. But don't like plays into everyone's hands. Probably benefits him, because if he does move it, then, you know, Michael and Corey have only got less time to try and go up and infiltrate them. Gretchen did kind of learn that Michael and Lincoln was killed, even though I don't think she believes it, and she knows that that wasn't actually the case, maybe like last episode. And also, is she double playing them? Does she want to take him down? Because it sounded like she did when she was working with Whistler. So again, it's interesting. Can't wait to find out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
If anything should happen, call my mom in Chicago.
So where's Brad's body now?
We have it on its way to the morgue, and it's at the cooler at Homeland Security where nobody can find it. He needs to stay at John Doe until I say otherwise.
He's got a mother, you know.
If you want Scylla, and I assume you still do, Brad Bellick's body goes home to his mother.
All right, I'm gonna take care of the body. But you guys need to get out of mourning. Okay, we need to get back to work. If you ever put your hands on me again, I promise you, okay, there's gonna be 2 bodies in the fridge.
It's awfully generous of you.
It's all a matter of timing. The company's moving Scylla to a bunker in Pennsylvania. I'm keeping one ear to the ground for your benefit, which is a really good reason to work with me. and not against me.
As me, she's playing both sides. I don't even know. I mean, 125 mils in the back pocket though if she gets it right.
It's a big job.
Perhaps we should call in David Baker.
We can do this all in-house. And Scylla will be gone by morning.
He kept a badge from the police benefit. When he was a CO in the Fox River, he failed the test to get into the academy 5 times.
Map of the company's basement, right?
I don't know, it looks too simple. I assumed it'd be a lot more complicated than this. CME. CME. Let's see me.
These letters don't make any sense if you think of them as symbols, but they do if you think of them literally.
David Baker.
Well, they just said, should we bring in David Baker a minute ago, didn't they? That's what the generals just said. Should we bring David Baker in? And she was like, no.
And those fingerprints you ordered.
Gretchen's?
Yes.
How'd you pull off a thing like that?
I have a friend who works with the chips. Clean-cut chick, at least on paper. But I don't see any evidence that she's related to Chinese organized crime. Checked, no Schofield, no Burroughs, no Whistler.
How do you know that name?
I don't remember. Why? What's the big deal? Who is he?
That'll be all for now.
I fucked it there. He's dropped some name. Like, where would she have heard Whistler? I don't think that she would have.
All right, we still need that 6th card, all right?
Really?
All right. We've got at least 30 more yards to go past the water main before we get to the company building.
Sarah.
Mate, he's deteriorating fast, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Symptoms kicked in like that.
Listen to me, don't forget to use your fake ID at the hospital. Shut the door. Okay.
Oh, they got fake IDs.
If you allow me to be nosy, how long has Trish Ann been part of the organization?
Temp agency sent her over about a week before you got here.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take a look at her application. I always make a point of checking out the background of anyone who deals with my personal affairs.
I understand. Today around noon, I really need you to step in for Andrew Blauner. I'd like to see some of that Cole Pfeiffer magic.
Yo, I'd hate a job in sales. I would literally rather be unemployed. Like, I just hate anything to do with that, trying to sell people stuff.
Scylla is moving.
Come back.
Don't worry, we're gonna stick to our original plan. Okay, have you ever heard of noodling?
I don't believe so.
Well, then what kind of hillbilly are you, really? Noodling is when a foolhardy bastard swims to the bottom of a muddy riverbed and he sticks his hand down into the deepest, darkest hole. Now, sometimes the catfish does live there, but sometimes he reaches in that hole and he finds a snapping turtle.
Schofield's a noodler.
And if he reaches into the company hole and he finds Scylla, we take it and we sell it to Fang.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm a client.
You're a client, huh?
Just keep it down, keep it down. All right? Where's Pretty and the fat man?
Bellick's dead.
It's mad, isn't it? It's like Tom and Jerry, man. The guy's always chasing. Like, when one gets eliminated, it's like, oh, mate, no way.
Mr. Freeling,
Yes, that's me.
has anyone in your family ever suffered from epilepsy, stroke, TIAs, any neurological disorder?
My mom.
When will Scylla be installed in Pennsylvania?
Lisa, what's our timeline?
Actually, there's been a bit of a problem. Security surrounding Scylla is a bit tricky. It may take longer than we thought.
Go get David Baker.
He didn't want David Baker to be involved, did you? But obviously they're going after him as well.
Are you familiar with a project called Scylla?
I'd like to talk to you about Scylla.
Been a long time since I thought about that.
You know, Bellick saved my life. Back when we were in prison in Panama. Back went crazy. He went nuts. He lit Sona on fire. Told everyone to run. Stampede, bro. I was down getting trampled, but then something pulled me back on my feet. He saved my life.
Mate, but how are they taking it down without making noise? That's the thing.
What was that?
What's going on, Link?
It's protection.
Some kind of explosive.
The thing is, I know that that's scary, actually is, yeah, but like, they've got enough stuff down there that can take a weight of the press of that explosive that's in the ground. Get down some accessories to help you break down the wall, haven't you? So the fact is, you're going to have to either take out a hammer, take out something that's got a bit of weight to it, you know what I mean? And you're going to have to supplement his foot, you know, like move his foot halfway across and slide. It's just a quick move, do you know what I mean? Like that, keep the pressure on it. Or even, you know, kneel down and put your fingers on it, you know, take your foot off it, you keep the weight on it, and then obviously supplement it with something that you took down, you know, like a heavy drill, or see if you can find a bit of the pipe that you cut out or something like that. But you know, they've obviously got to watch the step around there, obviously, because it's all around. But what I'm thinking is, right, if that is an explosive device there, that's obviously to prevent people coming in and taking Scylla. Okay, it makes sense. But if Scylla's really behind that wall, if that exploded, would that not destroy Scylla, and then it's not beneficial for them? Do you know what I mean? Realistically, yeah, it's a safe device for them to stop people from coming in, but they want to keep it as secure and as safe as possible, so they probably wouldn't have it as close to the devices as you would think.
You heard of Fox River? Maybe we could talk about it over dinner. I got a gift card to the Red Lobster over off the interstate.
I never thought the guys would be so sad for Brad Bellick. You know you can't control this, yeah?
It's funny, I was just about to tell you the same thing.
You have to know, man. Like, you might not be able to control it, but you can hopefully suppress it a little bit. She's definitely worried, isn't she? Putting on a brave face.
How long have you been working for them?
Too long. You always leave your name behind? Instead of the correct specifications?
Only on the Scylla project.
Well, we're considering modifications, and I was hoping that you would help me figure out what should really appear on those blueprints.
You're not company.
What?
It's hard to keep up lies when you don't know the actual true answers.
Standing on a ball.
Lessons taught by our founder, Mr.
Go with me.
Come on with me or through that glass. Choose.
This is a place of business. Gate. Allows us to find the
He's still trying to commit to it.
Define our boundaries. I'm gonna tell you a better story about captivity than the regular old spiel. Years back, I was providing volunteer leadership in a local penitentiary. I worked with the head guard, a big, burly bull named Brad. And one day, Brad said to me, Cole, I want you to get out of here. I want you to get out of here right now, because I can tell you're a man who loves freedom. Well, what about you, Brad? I'm gonna be free someday when I retire. I recently got the news that he had passed away, still in that prison. Sorry, folks. Old Brad, as my papa used to say, stand by your glasses steady and drink to your comrades' eyes.
Pretty good speech, that. Do you know what? If you've been through so much in life, do you know what I mean? You'd be able to tell some decent stories.
But I was your wife.
That's a nice ring.
Looking at the family history, I'd like to admit you here. We're working on a room.
How long will it take to get the results?
A couple of hours, but we'll get you in a room before then.
I do think he has to stay there for a couple of hours. Just one day, give the day to himself for his health. At least get a diagnosis. Do you know what I mean?
Happens, they take over your life. You don't own it anymore. In my case, they had something on me, and they used it, and they never let me go.
I stay out of the politics. It was a job.
They told you what it was, and now you wish that you'd never helped them, but you're trapped. I know you want to move on. Look at what you're doing. Are you trying to make up for something?
If you seen them, you'd be scared.
You put your name in there for a reason. You wanted someone to find you.
Excuse me.
Western Southeast door.
It's always happening, do you know what I mean? If suits are coming to your door, they're coming in. That's what they're doing.
These look a lot like JZ-33 anti-personnel blast mines.
We'll get rid of them.
Well, I'm no expert, but I have an idea. Weight is evenly distributed across the pressure plate, and you haven't engaged the firing pin. Well, my idea is that he moves an inch. That way I can get to the hole and I can dismantle the firing pin. Right now, he's standing on it and I can't do anything.
No, Lick, llama a tu hermano. Voy a estar en esta pendeja aquí esperando.
Let's go. Leaving AMA in a potentially fragile condition. I know who you are, and I'm not going to turn you in. My concern is for what's going on with your health.
Please do call us.
Innit? Do bells up. Doctor again, you know what I mean? He has to treat people. That's his job.
Today, I was working with Bagwell. He's been compliant as hell. I thought.
Right, and what happened?
And I slipped up. I mentioned Whistler. I have been face down with a gun to the back of my head more than once.
I don't want you to do something that you don't want to do. You're a good age. I mean, we could reassign you.
No, that is not it.
Are you sure?
I really think we can do this, Dawn.
Mate, she's in on trying to bring him down as well. I don't know, would it be beneficial for her to actually release a bit of information about herself or not and stay pretending to be just a random person sat on the desk. I don't know, man. What I would like is if she gets put in a situation where she firmly believes that her life's about to end, and she just does like a swift round kick and gets a gun up and pop and shoots somebody, and everyone's like, whoa, mate, you know, who's this? You know, that'd be decent. But they need to get a cover story on how she knows who he is. You know, what I would literally do is I would create I don't know, like a file or a PDF document or something with his name on it where she could actually relate back to it and say, this is where I got it from. You know, you asked me before, there it is. Or like later down the line, if he's a bit sus at me, how do you know who James Whistler is? You know, she's already mentioned it, that she heard Gretchen talking about him, where you can say, well, I've also seen it here. You know, that's his name there. It was on the news here, fake report, you know. Something like that to back it up.
Hello, I can't hear you.
Sucre's in trouble. He's standing on a mine. We need to deactivate it.
They're moving Scylla, protecting it. Everything you did for them, they want you to do it again.
You think you can stop them? I know all about you. You won't get past the first wall.
What about the first wall? What's gonna stop me, huh? The minefield?
Got him. Sweep the area.
There's a dirt road at the bottom of the hill. It'll take you out.
Your husband.
Just go. He won't help you. That will.
Me, Fernando?
Why should he?
Because we all want the same thing. Scylla.
That thing blows while I'm pulling the pin. He loses a leg. I lose a face.
I'm known for my steady hand.
No, I can't do it.
He's panicking. He don't want to lose his leg.
There's a line of JZ-33 landmines buried 80 millimeters underground. About 7 feet from the outer wall. That must be what Link was talking about. All conventional attempts to dismantle the JZ-33 will activate the Scylla alarms.
You ready?
Can Michael get a call in now? They're underground though, aren't they?
Hey, it's Link. You know what to do.
Do it!
That's what I mean. Everybody's just coming in and out of that office. Nobody's even questioning.
Stop! Stop! Don't dismantle the landmine without setting off the alarm.
So I either set off the alarm or blow up and die.
No, there's a manual override.
Man, I get off and run, me. I would literally get off and run.
You can do it. You only have 20 seconds. Come on. You all don't have to die. I'll do it alone. Nobody's gonna die today. Step off!
When he's saying step off, I'd be, do you know what I mean? Like road runner. Like literally, I would not be just closing my eyes and doing a step. I'd be literally just bang, gone as fast as I can. And I'd be like, you know what, actually, if you're all so confident that this is going to work, let's all come together. Circle it. You know what I mean? We'll all walk off. If I'm going, you're going. There we go. I bet your adrenaline's going so much. You feel so good, like now after that.
What's behind this wall?
Scylla.
You know what Gretchen did for Sucre made me realize we could use her. I asked her for the 6th key.
What'd she say?
She's on it.
Let's go to the airfield. We're gonna ship Brad's body off to his mother.
We've got his things here.
Where is he?
Looks like he's having a good kip, doesn't he? It is a sad day, innit? I was sad yesterday and kind of sad now, but they've kind of confirmed his death. You know, I was saying it was kind of open-ended, like he could have died, he should have died. We definitely didn't see it, but it's confirmed now. Mate, that's a tough phone call that he's got to make.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend, but that's admirable work, volunteering with a bunch of criminals like that. Here's the application you requested for the desk girl.
Hello?
Okay.
Has he met that guy before?
The company doesn't want any visual evidence that Scylla exists. The bad news is that there are both weight and microphonic sensors here and here. The first challenge is getting around that wall, and then we can worry about crossing the floor.
You have a hypothalamus hamartoma. It's really rare. You were probably born with it. Growing, which is why you've been experiencing your symptoms. And the doctor feels that you need surgery. Tomorrow.
See, this episode, we got it. Did you see the din, din, din when we went through the tunnels and then we ended it? Last episode, or I can't remember I think the one where Roland died, he was just laying on the floor and he was like holding his hands, and then it just ended. And it's like, oh, I didn't even expect it, because usually we end on that segue kind of like that. But Michael's got this mad name that's about 15 characters long. I can't definitely say it, but if he don't have an operation on it, then 2 days might even not even be enough, mate. He could die in them 2 days. That's how bad it is. It's progressing quick. We've seen him faint. Also seen him have dizziness and stuff like that. So yeah, if they take him out of the equation and he goes to do the operation, that's going to be a man down, a key man as well. He probably has most of the knowledge, Michael, you know what I mean? But I have to say that I feel like Mahomes is doing a good effort this season, you know what I mean? He's gone up there, he's acquired that information, he's come back, he provided it what they need, which then give him, do you know what I mean? Think about it, yeah? Mahomes gone up there to find this David Baker, okay? He's doing his bit. He's acquired this information about the system, which has come back, and then he's utilised that, well, with Michael, to figure out, obviously, there was bombs and there was a trigger switch that they could do it to deactivate it. But then he's gone himself and gone in there and saved him and pressed it. Like, he's doing really good. I feel like he's stepping up really well. And, you know, I was saying last episode with Brad that it was a sad day because it did look like he died, but it wasn't fully confirmed that he died because we didn't really see it. But the insinuation, the water definitely here. And I was saying maybe it was a little bit of hope that he could have stayed alive, but no, they confirmed it in today's episode that his body was found. He's here. You've seen him laying the casket. You know, it is a sad day. You could tell that he's had an impact as well. I was mentioning something like Tom and Jerry, you know, all of the time they're chasing him, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And sometimes they'll capture him, but they'll never kill him because he likes toying with him, and then he'll escape and then he'll love to chase again. And I feel like it's this way with them as well. You know, he may have been their CEO in there, bullying them and all of this stuff, but like as it's progressed, you know, as they move forward, they've all gained their own relationship and you know, feelings towards him. And, you know, the group here, the party, Lincoln, Sucre, Michael and Cole, like, they've ended up being friends with him. And like somebody like T-Bag, who's never really been friends with him, but like they've been in and around situations after obviously being in Fox River, you know, ever since then they've been in prison themselves. They've had a love-hate relationship with each other, and no matter what, even if you dislike him and even if you've always kind of wanted him to die by saying it out loud, the weight of actually it physically happening does take an impact, a toll on you, you know what I mean? And you could see that it did affect him, and it helped him in his speech today. And I was trying to say before when he was doing his speech inside of the office that, like, sometimes if you've been through full experience in your life, like, have you ever sat down with like an old person who may have been to war or has been through so much in life that they'll tell you stories and situations that they've been around that like you can't even comprehend? You know, like you're thinking, bloody hell, mate, like how have you literally been in there and surviving and saying this? Or like, I could never imagine like the pressure of that situation that you've been in. Or what about those feelings about those friends that you've lost in that situation? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't experienced it, so you sit there and you listen to him and you're fully, you know, like engaged and you're soaking it in. And I feel like, okay, I would hate to be a salesman. I really would. I like I said, I would rather be like unemployed, if I'm being honest. I hate people that come knocking to sell stuff. I just do. I would rather not have it. It's like I'd rather be unemployed than be a parking warden, going around putting tickets on cars. I literally hate that job. I hate calls. I hate sales. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like if somebody, instead of being on script, saying what the company wants, hitting these keynotes, you know, strive, excellence, you know, achieve, togetherness, all that bollocks, yeah, throw it out the window and give some sort of real talk that people can soak up and listen and be engaged with. And he used the weight of Brad's death to bring his feelings out, and like people was engaged and he was focused in what he was saying, and it worked really well. And I feel like you could do that in many situations because you could play on heartstrings and you can grab people's attentions, and he done it really well and he's acquired it. And obviously he's acquired that knowledge that the receptionist now is not who she says she is, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does with her going forward. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know what, in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, you know, the digging, the pipe work, you know, Bellic dying, the whole thing about killing Wyatt, I totally forgot that there's a 6th card that we have to go for. You know, we acquired the first ones pretty quick, didn't we? And, you know, this one now still is being moved. It's kind of taken me away from thinking that there's another card still at play that they have to extract the information from, because of obviously everything that's kind of going on. You know, you had the Gretchen and Sarah thing, you've had the Bellic dying, you've had the Wyatt getting killed, you know, you've had the Roland betrayal, you got Michael's tumour, like, thing going on, like, Ancilla being moved. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then you've still got to remember that they need a 6 card so that they can access that, so that they can get the information. And they haven't got a techer to do it yet. You know, Roland's been killed. Who have they got? You know, they needed him to go into it and hack it so that he could decode what was on it. But what did he find as well? He was on a computer being sketchy. Do you remember that time when Lincoln come over? Was he just trying to take money off of things that he acquired? Because that's all he was like focused in. Or did he find something interesting? No, again, do you know what I mean? Like, Lincoln's asked, what is it now? Susan to go in there and try and acquire this 6 data card. You know, the general seems to really like her and getting her close, and she's been already around certain situations that are given key information. Michael had died, even though it's not true. You know, Scylla's being moved. She's given them that information. You know, she's gone down to try and do the bomb. Yeah, okay, she kind of assessed it, but she was willing to put her life on the line to, you know, save Sucre, and it's kind of give a bit of trust in terms of that aspect of it. And they need the 6 card, and she's the closest to it, and she could probably do a bump, or she could probably sleep with him or something, and like when his guard's down, steal it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be interesting. I mean, if they had that device, she could easily have walked in there and just been around them and been for 2 minutes and just soaked it up and then took it away without them even knowing it. Do you know what I mean? But now it's going to be interesting because, like I said, you know, she's playing Zhang's side, she's playing her side, she's playing them, she's playing Michael. She's actually really key to actually what's going on. And again, you have to remember there's another party involved. They've only dipped in maybe for 5 minutes total throughout the whole entire season, but they've shown that they're willing to go to the ends of the earth to kill people to get what they want. And obviously they're paying a hefty price for it as well. And she could obviously be playing everyone, because at the end of the day, she's a soldier and she doesn't care who dies as long as she wins the war. And her war is 125 million in the bank. She's probably not got any loyalty towards Teabag to give him any of the money anyway. So she's probably thinking about taking them all out in the process. It's going to be interesting. So speaking about Teabag, you know, he's done a research background into his, obviously, PA, found out that she is not the person that she says she is and that she's working for Don Self. Like, he's rang, he's heard his voice. I can't remember too sure which scenario, situation that he'd seen him. Maybe it was when they locked him in the cage and he come down to keep him there so that he could arrest him and take him back inside. That was it. He put 2 and 2 together really quick, though, to be honest. Teabag on the phone, he done well there. But she dropped a bollock, didn't she, when she was mentioning James Whistler's name. I was saying I would have created a fake profile or something, some information that I could have passed it across, but he's not that, you know, you might think that he looks a bit simple, Teabag, but he's not as daft, is he? You know what I mean? He does thoroughly go into it. I like how he's committed to this role. He's always doing speeches in the mirror, pointing to himself, doing these little gun shows, you know what I mean? Practicing, saying stuff, committed to the role he's gone in. He might even love it, mate. You know, after taking a bit of his life and having a go and succeeding, he's like, maybe this job's for me. Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see his approach, because if all these wasn't involved, you know, if Michael and Cohen, all this wasn't here, coming into his office in and out and all that, then he could probably get away with being this Colin guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody technically knows that he's faking it right now. So again, it's going to be really interesting. But obviously the main one, the scary one, is the fact that Michael could potentially die in the next 2 episodes. Well, it's not going to be, I'm thinking, at the end, but he needs to go in for the surgery. Do you know what I mean? He wants 2 days. He's saying it can't happen. It needs to happen now, otherwise he could die. So scary stuff, mate. Can't wait to see what we do in the next episodes. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.